let's circle back around. Just my experience that usually when you escape, there's more to it than just wanting to get the classes, wanting, there's a different ways of doing that. So was there any male involved during this escape? Was there anybody else involved? So you just like walked off the job? Tell me a little bit about that. It's a little concerning.
Okay. I walked off the job and I was just hanging out. Like it was raining, so I was in the back just hanging out. And my plan was to just turn myself into the police station. So when I was walking down the road,
walked to the back of the business.
yes, sir. When I was walking down the road, my manager picked me up.
So you just walked off the job and just started walking.
Yes, sir.
So this really is a first. I mean, she was sentenced to 12 years, but she would have been free by now. She was on work release and she decided to run away. But her story is what makes it even more bizarre. She says that she walked away from work release because she wanted more programs. And she didn't disappear. Police weren't she was just walking down the street and her boss saw her and she said, look, I just wanted more programs. You can't make it up. I mean, she'd be home by now if she just finished her work release. Well, let's go watch this parole hearing and I'll unpack it with what details I have at the end.
Mamie Borey's DOC number 582753. You're a second-class offender, distribution of methamphetamines. Sentenced on 1/25/2017. And your full-term date is 8/11/2028. Your good time date is 7/26/2022. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Please answer, Ms. Pearl Wise.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
Fine. Thank you.
Good, good. I hate to start with the bad stuff, but I'm curious. Why did you escape from transitional work in 2018?
Okay. I did what my plan wasn't to escape. I wanted to go back to prison to get my classes and to get my GED. So I turned myself in the same day.
Okay, okay.
The plan wasn't to escape.
But now, I thought you was gone from 1/7/18 to 1/11/18.
No, it was just no. I left one day. Not one day. I wasn't even going the whole day.
Oh, okay. Well, the records I have reflect. Okay, maybe that's why they didn't charge you then with another. Okay, it was just you had tried to get transferred the legal way, and they just wouldn't do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. How do you feel about the decision now?
Well, if I would have stayed in work release, is that what you're asking me?
No, your decision to escape in order to get to DOC. Do you think, in looking back?
No, I regret it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I regret it.
Okay, because you lost, because you probably would have been home by now with all the good time you lost.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 1,001 day, 1,001 hours of good time. So what kind of, call out for the record some of the programs that you're in now. Okay.
All right. I did okay, give me a second. Substance abuse, re-entry, parenting, cage rage. I have done Bible studies, life healing choices. I have my high school diploma, and I'm currently in Surf Safe.
And you also did Living in Balance 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's substance abuse. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you call that substance? Okay, then. All right. Congratulations on your high set. Good job.
Thank you.
If you so how much you've served 3 years on a 12-year sentence? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are successful today, how do you plan on supporting yourself?
Working. I'm going to be working with my sister. She has a housekeeping job, and then when everything gets back to normal, I want to do hotel management.
Okay. All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am. I have 6.
Right, 6 is what and so
3 under the age of 18.
Yeah, the oldest one is 29. It's my understanding that she's taking care of, they're together. She's taking care of all the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, What would you say is the reason you're in jail? What was the one cause that you're in jail?
Making bad decisions
Mhm.
and I regret it.
Was it drugs, drug use?
Yes, ma'am. It was drug use.
What was your drug of choice?
It was meth.
What age you start?
Oh, in my 20s.
Okay. But before that, did you do anything as a teenager?
Oh no, as a teenager, no. And I did pain pills in my 20s.
Okay, so it's pain pills and meth.
Yes.
Okay. And so do you think that the classes that you've taken, those programs, that's done it, you think?
Yes, ma'am. I don't want nothing to do at all with drugs. I feel better. I'm healthier, and I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mhm. And so well, from what I read, you've only had one write-up, and that was the escape. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chairman, that's all I have.
And Mr. Jones? Need you mute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What programs have you taken that address your drug abuse directly?
The living in balance.
And how would you plan to stay away from meth or any other drug if you were released?
I change my people, places, and things. And I know I don't want it. I don't want it in my life. It's caused me nothing but heartache and pain.
I don't doubt that. Incredibly, though, we see people that have had a lot of heartache and pain that go right back. And have you, in living in balance, were you exposed to the 12 steps?
The 12, yeah, they tell us about the 12 steps, but
In AA, right?
I believe if I want something bad enough, I gotta want it for me. I don't want to do drugs anymore, and I gotta want it.
Well, yeah.
I want to change my life.
Yes, I understand that. The plan is to clean houses at $10 an hour.
Right now, I want to do housekeeping. I want to go in hotel management.
Okay. And how do you plan to get into hotel management?
As to go back, apply for a job at hotel and take it from there.
Okay.
My high school diploma opened doors up for me.
Right. And when did you get your HACCP?
March the 8th.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. How far had you gone in school?
8th grade.
Wow. And you dropped out
Yes, sir.
for to pursue your drug career?
No, because I had got pregnant and I had to work 2 jobs.
Okay. One of the things that concerns me about your record is that the police saw you repeatedly sell meth. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So you had in many drug cases, the only victim is the state of Louisiana, but you had many victims, didn't you?
Okay.
Do you not understand the question?
Yeah. Okay. No, the question is, okay, you asked me if I had many victims.
Yeah, I said, if you were, in a case where it is possession of meth, possession with intent to distribute meth, then the only victims we know about is the state of Louisiana. That's against the law, and we can't. But But when you sell meth to others, they're your victims too, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
And you know anything about any of those people now?
No, I apologize if I hurt anybody in any way.
So how old were you when you started with meth?
Like in my 20s,
Wow.
but it wasn't a common thing. It wasn't like constantly.
Yeah. You'd quit and go back to it?
I quit. When I went back to the same environment I was in. Yes, sir. So I know not to go back to the same environment. I was happy when I worked and was responsible.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you.
So tell me again, let's talk a little bit about the children. You have 6 children, are they with different fathers, the same father? What's going on?
Now I have 6 children. I have my oldest one is 30. I have my son, he's 28, and I have a 17-year-old. I have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old. Well, my 17-year-old, my 13-year-old, and my 14-year-old is with my son. My 2 youngest are in foster care right now. He has custody of them, and so I can get back out there.
It's all the same father?
The dad is the last 2 is from the same father, and then I have 4 different dads.
And so you're
I was married for 6 years from the last one.
okay. I don't see any reason any of your older children are not here. or
They're all
involved.
in Missouri.
But I mean, zooming, or were they aware of your hearing?
No, right now my 14-year-old is she's on quarantine with COVID, so they have a lot going on over there right now.
Let's circle back around. Just my experience that usually when you escape, there's more to it than just wanting to get the classes, wanting, there's a different ways of doing that. So was there any male involved during this escape? Was there anybody else involved? So you just like walked off the job? Tell me a little bit about that. It's a little concerning.
Okay, I walked off the job and I was just hanging out. Like it was raining, so I was in the back just hanging out. And my plan was to just turn myself into the police station. So when I was walking down the road,
walked to the back of the business.
yes, sir. When I was walking down the road, my manager picked me up.
So you just walked off the job and just started walking.
Yes, sir.
There was no drugs or no man or nobody. You didn't come in contact with anybody else.
No drugs. They drug tested me and everything. No, sir.
Just not sure about that decision, right? I mean, you're right. It is a bad decision. You probably would have been out on a good time, but I don't know what your thinking was at that moment. I guess I'm trying to get a sense of, instead of saying, "Hey, I'd like to not go to work release. I'd like to really get some classes." Did you try that?
Well, okay. The girl, one by the girls was asking about leaving, and they like, okay, if we want to leave, we'll get another write up. Okay. So I just figured if I leave, okay, I'll just have an extra couple of months for leaving work release. But when I got the 1,001 days, it was a shock taken away from me.
So when you left, were you able to get classes then? Is that when you started taking classes?
I had to wait 18 months in Plaquemines before they shipped me again.
Right.
I was taking the classes there, but we wasn't getting credits for it. I was taking all classes, and they had to wait for the grants and all that to be accepted. Or what do you call it? A grant? Or they didn't have the credits or nothing. They were waiting to get the stuff together in Plaquemines.
Right. It's not real good decision there, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Warden, you have any comments?
Yes, I got a few. Corey's, obviously, her addictions play a big part in what she has going on. That led her here. Poor decision making. But the overwhelming thought for me is that while she's here, you know, she completed the classes that needed to be completed. I just don't know if she has, obviously, if she was released, that she would need that extended substance abuse and alcohol abuse care on the outside. And from being here with her and her listening to the testimony about her kids and the younger one taking care of the other ones, you know, it's stressful enough of adults taking care of their own kids. And to have Ms. Maurice here and, you know, listening to this, knowing that, you know, she got kids taking care of kids. So, you know, that weighs heavy on me. Knowing that here, there isn't much she can do, and she just have to make better decisions if y'all allowed her to be released. So I would say to take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Stell, would you like to make a statement? Okay, take off of mute.
Is it, I don't know if he's talking to us or.
I think that's all.
It's off. It's off.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Mamie's older sister, and oh, it's your turn. No, your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. What I was gonna say is, you were asking questions for late Mamie. The thing is, Mamie's gonna be coming by me, and I have had a substance abuse myself, and I've been clean over a year and a half, and I've been sponsoring Mamie. I'm able to sponsor people today, and Mamie's one of the ones I've been sponsoring, and she's been doing such a tremendous recovery through it. She had been asking for recovery since she had about a month after she entered, and I had tried to get her so much help in there, and I called different prisons, and you know, Plaquemines hadn't had that class at that time. She had been wanting the help as far as that, but I had been working with her for this last few months, and I mean, she has been doing so good as far as her taking responsibility. She has, like, I don't know how to explain it, but she has been very dedicated on getting recovery. Her whole atmosphere about life is, you know, staying clean, taking care of her kids. She is focused. I have a job for her when she comes out. I also work with another girl that she'll be working with us as well, making $10 an hour. So she has a job when she comes out, and a place to live. And that's going to help support her kids. So definitely. And we're going to take it from there. And she's working on, she's going to join, I'm in a outpatient group. So she's going to be going with me to my outpatient classes and Bible study and all that. So she's got a good road ahead of her, as you know, as far as I see. She's, you know, she's got a lot of family support.
All right. Thank you. So now Cindy there somewhere? Cindy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Same as my sister said, you know, I know she has a lot of regrets, and you know, she's lived most of her life behind bars, and like she said, she has kids that, you know, she needs to be part of their life, and they shouldn't at that age, being young like that, to have to worry about supporting themselves. And she's gonna have to continue. It's a hard, I know it's gonna be a hard road for her, but she'll have to continue with support groups and things of that nature. But as far as a positive attitude, you know, I'm an educator, and you learn from your mistakes. Just, you know, she's got to move forward.
All right, thank you. All right, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
1 second, please. I have changed, and I'm not the same person I was. And I don't want to. I don't want to be the person or be defined by the person I was. I can't change my past, but I have learned from it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, is the panel prepared to vote? Panel prepared to vote?
Yes, yes.
Ms. Pearl Wise?
Miss Mamie, I really have been impressed with what was presented today. And as you said, I mean, it could go either way. But I have a strong concern about an individual who the judge gave 12-year sentence, and the Department of Corrections saw fit to put you in a transitional work program, one of the elite programs. Those bed spaces are not, that they don't come easy. And you were granted that in the wisdom of the parole board, of the DOC, and you just walked away from that saying what you need. And you really have to watch that. You really, have to watch you deciding a lot of things that you think is best, you think it's time, and you got 12 years over your head. So I'm just not willing to take a chance on you today. My vote is to deny because of you have law enforcement opposition, and I think you just need you need a little bit more time past an escape charge. And I encourage you to write back as soon as you're eligible. And I would like to see you in substance abuse treatment because of the length of time, the lack of substance abuse treatment. You have law enforcement opposition and a little more time past the escape. But I urge you to write back as soon as you're eligible for a rehearing. Stay the course, and write back as soon as you're eligible. That is my vote.
Mr. Jones?
Ms. Voorhees, I agree with Mrs. Wise. I will tell you that knowing in your heart, knowing for certain that you will never fool with drugs anymore is not enough to stay clean and sober. Been proven time and time and time again. It takes, your sister will tell you, I suspect, that it takes more than that. It takes the support of other alcoholics and drug addicts in a program that I prefer, which is AANA. It's the only proven program that brings about clean and sober lives. So I want you to do your best to pursue whatever is available to you and to learn what you can about that. Reapply when you can. No write-ups, no really bad decisions like the one you made. And I hope it'll be a different vote next time. Good luck to you.
You have 2 votes to deny your parole. I'm also going to vote to deny your parole. Still think you need some more time. Continue to work on yourself. Try to get things in order. Keep working hard. Stay out of trouble. But you have 3. You have law enforcement opposition. I think you need abstinence of long-term substance abuse treatment. I think that's what you need. I can't vote for you, but 3 votes to deny your parole's been denied. Good luck.
Okay, and we are going to jump forward now 11 months to watch her next parole hearing. I mean, she got it pretty quickly. So this hearing took place August 7, 2020, and now we're going to June 9, 2021. Thank you, Sir Richard, for connecting the dots on the spreadsheet to make it possible to do this. So it's in the playlist Return Of, if you want to see other hearings where Sir Richard allows me to connect the dots for you. I'm just blown away because, I'm curious to see what she's going to say in this parole hearing. Like, is she going to stick with the same story? Well, I escaped work release because I wanted more programs. And they're just like, no, come on. There's got to be, Miss Wise alluded to it, but didn't say anything. Like, there's got to be something more. Like, please, like, you was, and she, no, I wanted programs to get out. It's like, no, she got thrown in the hole. Had to wait 18 months before she could even apply for a program. She'd be out and free if she didn't do that. What makes someone do that? It just, it's like, okay, people do crazy things. I mean, there's impulse control issues. There's other things that's going on. But are you really going to come to your parole hearing and insist that you wanted more programs? That's why you ran away from work release. That's why you completely derailed your life even more than it could have been. And who could have thought? Let's see if she changes anything up in this one. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it with you. So with that, let's go.
What you been up to? I see you. Do you remember me? I saw you probably several years back, I guess, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And what have you been doing since that time? I think we had some specific recommendations for you at that time.
Okay.
Tell me what's been going on since last we saw you. That was looks like that was July 2020, correct?
Yes, sir. Since then, I have enrolled in computer classes, IC3. I have completed Serve Save, Thinking for a Change, and I'm in Celebrate Recovery since the last time I've seen you. And I've been continuing AA meetings and Bible studies in church.
So you've done Thinking for a Change.
Yes, sir.
Now, is that a 1 and 2, or is that just a 1?
A one and a one.
And I know at the time we kind of recommended some long-term substance abuse treatment. They weren't able to get you anything there, or what? I mean, I know you've received some. I know Thinking for a Change, obviously Celebrate Recovery.
And I completed the Living in Balance Substance Abuse also. While I've been
Right, right. Living in Balance and Thinking for a Change. I know we had talked about maybe some kind of intensive long-term. So you just got in as much treatment. They didn't move you. You just got as much treatment as you could there, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
So what have you learned from that? What's going to make us feel better that you've kind of got it figured out?
Well, I don't want to be the person I was. I don't want to have anything to do with drugs. I want to be a better person. I want to be a productive citizen. I want to get out and continue my life and be with my children, my grandchildren, my family. And I want to do better. I want to be better.
How are you going to be better? What did you learn in these? I mean, did you learn about the 12 steps? What did you learn?
The 12
what are
steps,
your
yes.
triggers? Tell me something.
It's going to be an ongoing process of the 12 steps continue and push. I'm going to go to my meetings and have a sponsor. I'm going to go to another program. If I'm released, I'm going to go to Connections for Life, and they will help me with meetings 4 days a week.
Where are you going to go? Where did you say that was?
Connections for Life in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And they're going to help me with transitioning back into society with a place to live, a job, a support group, transportation, all the basic needs I need to get back to society.
So where are you going to go live?
Connections for Life in Baton Rouge. It's
So
a transitional house.
They provide place to live there.
Yes, everything I need to get back and be productive.
And do you have any type of job prospects?
Well, they're going to help me find a job, but I do have experience in being a server, housekeeping, working in a warehouse, cashier. I do have some opportunities I could use those to help find a job. Those qualifications.
What's the status? What are your status there currently? Are you a trustee or what?
No, right now, no, I'm just, I go to classes. Right now I'm in computer class and I'm doing housekeeping.
When did your last disciplinary write-up?
2018.
That was the escape?
Yes, sir. I left work release and turned myself in the same day.
Warden, you have any input there for us? Any information?
Yes, I did want to mention, since the escape, she has been doing everything we needed her to do. She hasn't had any write-ups hadn't given us a moment's trouble since she's been here. She's completed several classes. I know it was probably discussed in the other hearing, but she did complete her GED. That was in May of 2020. She does have her Serve Safe certification that is good through September 23rd, 2025. And she's been in all of these other classes. So she has been productive in trying to, get additional classes and everything that was offered to her, and hasn't had any write-ups in that time frame.
Okay.
Keeping her head down and doing what she needed to do. So that is commendable, especially with getting her GED.
All right. Thank you. All right. I will, we turn to Michelle Renatza. Ms. Renatza.
Thank you, Mr. Kelsey. Ms. Voorhees, tell me a little bit about where you were in your head, I guess, when you escaped from the work release facility. What was going on?
Okay, well, when I went there, I was there 6 months, and I went there with no classes, and I needed to get my classes. And the only way, I figured if I leave, I only get 6 months added on. I didn't imagine 3 years. But my whole point was to go get my class. I wanted my classes.
Where'd you go? You just walked off?
No, I walked in. I was leaving in the back roads, and I went to the police station the same day.
So while you were incarcerated prior to that, had you asked for enrollment in classes?
Yeah, but I was in Plaquemines, and they didn't have the class. They started GED and all that, but it wasn't DOC. Like they wouldn't, it just got started, and they wouldn't get no credits. They were just starting classes, but it was.
Well, I'm just trying to get your thought process, because whatever, you got sentenced for an escape, but you lost all your good time.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And had you not done that, you'd been home by now. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That
how can you convince me? What have you learned? Have you taken Thinking for Change since then?
Thank you for a change. Yes, ma'am.
So what
It was
did
a
you
bad
learn
mistake.
about that decision that you made? What did you learn?
It was not the right decision to make.
There's a right way to do things.
Right, and that was the wrong way. I understand that.
Right.
It was the
And
biggest
so
mistake.
going forward, what's changed in your life going forward to help us be assured that you're not going to make that same mistake again?
To think before I do, make sure I make the right choices, and not the bad choice, a bad choice. Think before I do it. Any decision, think before, and about the outcome and the end result.
Right. Well, you thought about the outcome, but the outcome you thought would happen was not correct.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me about the Connections for Life in Baton Rouge. How did you come to find that particular resource?
I asked around some of the women in the prison, and Miss Lila Mula had told me about Connections for Life and the success they have, all the success rates. And I want something that will help me to better myself, and that will get me on the right road to so I won't, backtrack.
What's the term of, I know that you can have residency there for a time period. Do you know how long that will be?
Yes, ma'am. It's 12 months. This is 12 months
for a year
program.
And what's your plan after that?
To get my own place. I want to have a good job with benefits, a health plan, and go forward, not backwards.
Okay. Well, I just want to congratulate you on the hard work you've done since 2018.
Well, thank you.
And the programs that you've taken. I have no other questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
All right. Now we'll hear from Miss Brittany.
Hello.
Hey.
I think she's been moving forward, and she hasn't been able to meet her grandchildren or be around her family, and I think that's strived her to push forward even more. And I think she's learned, because prior to talking to her before 2018, I've seen a big change, a big difference in the way she talks about what she wants to do when she gets out, and her goals moving forward, like actually getting her own place, and getting a car and doing the right thing. Before, I couldn't say that she was as goal oriented as she is now. I've noticed that big change in her. I love and miss her, and her grandchildren need to meet her, and I feel really strongly about that. I can see a change in her, and
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Brittany. Thank you. Miss Cynthia.
Good morning.
More.
I know we only got a couple of minutes to say, I love her. I miss her. I know she's made, like I said, bad choices. I know growing up, childhood was not ideal. But like, she's paid a high price, and his family all miss her. She's great. And I know she went and told you some of the things and what she's accomplished, but I've been her outside support. And like Brittany said, and she was as emotional as that, she has made, I know she's in your institution, she has made tremendous bounds. I mean, she's so, like Karen Skaggs, from the continue, because I was the one looking at different facilities, and this is all female. And I actually did a little investigation, because she said, Cindy, when I get out, I need a job, I need this. So I contacted different institutions, how you want to say it. And Karen Skaggs told me that there's several inmates that left our facility and went to, to her program. It's a year program. She'll be working. She'll have an interview, get on the feet, financial, get her back in society. She has 4 days. I mean, it sounds like an amazing program. And Mamie's like, I told her about it. Just find out, please. And I've been corresponding with Skaggs, as much as possible. And it just sounds like an amazing program. And Mamie's like, definitely, please try. And she had to get selected, and it was an interview. And I was a nervous wreck. And Miss Skaggs says, no, she told me yesterday, oh my God, she's accepted her. And she's like Brittany said, she's so goal oriented. And that she knows that when she gets out, out the institution, she needs to start all over. And the only way she's gonna start is by working at it. Ms. Skaggs said that her program she has to pay rent, she has to go to meetings 4 days a week, which I think the structure she's been having in your facility, your institution, is almost mirrored to what she's going through. And that's kind of hard for me to, maybe understand, leaving, finally getting out and going to someone else. But she said it herself. That's the only way she wants to see her kids, she wants to see her grandkids, but the only way she's going to be able to provide for them and be a family is to take care of herself. She needs to get her life together. And that's her words. Like her daughter Brittany said, her whole attitude, her whole, just everything. She's just, I'll stay there a year, if I have 2 years, whatever I need to do. And all the programs, like the list goes on and on that she's, attended, and she's going to continue at this program. They have the 4 days of meeting. She has to do volunteer work at the thrift store that's on the facility. She does an interview for her. She'll show her how to do her finances. It sounds like an amazing program. And Mamie's like, I'll do whatever I have to do. So I love her. I miss her. She's a great person. Bad choices, we all pick consequences. And I'm hoping that continuing for like Connections for Life, and Karen Skaggs is willing to give her an opportunity at a second chance in life, I'm hoping y'all will do the same thing. Because like I said, she's in your institution, but she's alive. I get to talk to her. I see her, I wish things were different, but at least she's alive. It could have turned out the other way. And I don't want that to sound horrible and wrong, but
sure.
At least she's not, she's ended up in your institution. So
yes, ma'am.
That's how I feel.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Mamie, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Thank you and appreciate everybody that came today. And I'll try my best and everything. Okay, sorry.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Kelsey, we also
Yes.
have one more participant. We have Natalie Breeze, who's the daughter who's speaking.
All right, Miss Natalie, go ahead and speak.
Hi, I agree with both Brittany and my Aunt Cynthia. She's matured a lot and she's changed a lot. And I feel like once she does get out, she has everything she has everything set for her. So I don't believe she's going to, I think she knows now that she's learned from all of her mistakes. And I don't think she's going to spiral or, get back on the track that she was on. I think that she's learned and now she has her grandkids because she has a lot of grandkids she hasn't met. So I don't believe that she's going to mess this up.
All right. Thank you, Natalie. All right, is the panel prepared to vote? Miss Mamie, again, I had you last time there. I still have some concerns. We all have some concerns. We ask you to try to get some long-term treatment. I get it with the situation with everything going on. Maybe that was difficult, but you did take a lot of programs. You did take. I think you've reflected, at least over this past year, you've taken Celebrate Recovery, Thinking for Change. You've got your GED. Those are all positive steps that we discussed last time. Moving forward. Not terribly familiar with Connections for Life, but it sounds like it is a good program. You definitely need structure. You need to continue to use structure. Because of the good programs, your positive institutional record there since last year, positive words, low tiger, your good programs. I'm going to vote to grant your parole today. To the Connections for Life, a 12-month program. I want you to report to your PO weekly for the first 60 days. I want you to have random drug screens by the parole office. Have a curfew from 9 p to 6 a. Unless you're working, they'll get with you and they'll work that out. And I want you to go to NAAA 4 times a week. It sounds like they're going to make you go 4 times a week, so you should be able to cover that stipulation easily. But those are my recommendations.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Renata.
I do also have concerns, but I'm willing to give you a chance. Sounds like you've really turned around. You have the family support. You have a low risk score. To the Connections for Life for at least the year, the full 12-month period, with the same conditions that Mr. Kelsey has outlined for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Roche.
Ms. Voorhees?
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. If she had a law degree, if you needed a lawyer, Ms. Cynthia would be an excellent choice.
Thank you.
I agree with Mr. Kelsey assessment. Are you currently enrolled in any programs right now?
Celebrate Recovery.
Okay. And I'm going to add a stipulation that she be granted after the completion of Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
And with all the conditions articulated by Mr. Kelsey.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Okay. And how much longer you have in that program? Is that what is the Celebrate Recovery program?
It's July the 23rd, I believe, if
Okay.
everything goes right.
Sounds good. And I also did want to make a statement that, look, we appreciate your family support. We don't see that a lot, and that means a lot. You need to hang on to that. That's important, and that's going to help you get through your situation. That is, we appreciate. That was also part of the fact that I was willing to grant you as well. So thank the family for being here. But you have 3 votes to grant your parole with the stipulations stated. Do you understand stipulations?
Yes, sir.
And they'll be written down for you. 3 votes to grant your parole being granted. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
We
you so much.
adjourn. Are we still going to, we'll adjourn at LCIW. It is 8:52.
Okay, that's it. They granted. I mean, I have nothing else to add. You might call it anticlimactic. It's it was just an interesting case when I first saw it, that she absconds, she walks out, she claims in her story that she just wanted more programs. She says the same exact story a year later. Usually you expect something to be made up. I just don't get it. I mean, is it what? Like, imagine if that really was the truth. She's like, gosh darn, I really want programs to get out of prison. I'm just going to leave. And then show up to police station and say, hey, I didn't want to like tell them that I didn't want to work. I wanted programs. So I just left. I don't buy it. I still don't buy it. Something had to have been going on, but did she plan it? I don't know. I really don't. I just but they decided to grant. She's out. As far as I know, there's no information on her. That's a good thing. There was something interesting that she does have a social media page, and so I did look at it, and it's like one post, and the bottom of the post is from her daughter, and it says, "Mom, call me now!" exclamation points. And that was like right before she went to prison. And I'm just wondering, I had this whole story vision of like she just got locked up and she's trying to find her, and here it is, like frozen in time on this unused social media site. Mom, call me now. And then it's like all these years later, but who knows really what happened. Here's the good news. We haven't heard from her again. So, she's doing well. And it was funny what Mr. O'Shea said. If you ever need an attorney, you would have it. And all the family support. It's a good thing. This is a good thing. Sometimes, what's strange about this though, is that I just cannot in a million years see her dealing. She doesn't seem to have the energy, the sophistication, like there's nothing there that fits in the dealing bucket. It is always possible. We have seen several cases. There was one case that we saw recently where she got, I think, 25 years for dealing. And she was like 15 years into the sentence. I didn't publish it as a solo hearing. I published it one like where it was in the back of a bunch of other hearings, and I should republish it. And what bothered me so much about this case is that she wasn't a real dealer. The cops straight up set her up. She was there was undercovers doing a controlled buy, and they said, hey, we want some of this stuff. Someone came to her. She wasn't, an addict with problems, but someone came to her and said, we want this stuff. She wasn't manufacturing it. She wasn't a dealer, but she took an opportunity. So because we had the appeal, so she went to someone to get the stuff. The guy gave it. It was like not even a large amount. And then she went and sold it. She was a middleman, and she took like her cut. And then the controlled buy detectives went and said, and they did it again. And she went out to do it again. And then they arrested her and threw her in prison as a dealer. And she wasn't a real dealer. She was taking advantage of the opportunity that they gave her. And that pissed me off. It really did. Because that's not what this is supposed to be about. Not all that prison time. It was crazy. But she made the best of her prison time. I'm going to republish that. Anyways, so there you have it. I still don't know. She was, this wouldn't have been such a strong sentence. She was put on work release. It was like this particular case, but she decided to run away. And I guess this is the saying goes, play stupid games, win really, really dumb prizes. And with that, I'll let you go.
Let's circle back around. Just my experience that usually when you escape, there's more to it than just wanting to get the classes, there's a different ways of doing that. So was there any male involved during this escape? Was there anybody else involved? So you just like walked off the job? Tell me a little bit about that. It's a little concerning.
Okay. I walked off the job and I was just hanging out. Like it was raining, so I was in the back just hanging out. And my plan was to just turn myself into the police station. So when I was walking down the road,
walked to the back of the business.
Yes, sir. When I was walking down the road, my manager picked me up.
So you just walked off the job and just started walking.
Yes, sir.